However, welcome to this video. Effectively, I'm now waiting to take the aircraft to the airfield. You should see in this video the last bit of covering, a few other little tiddly bits that might be of interest. So join me while I show you what I've been up to. Come on then. Okay, the first part of the video is only applicable to wood frame style elevators, where you've got a long bonded area going around the frame and you're finishing on the center line using my single tape method, as something different to the two tape method you saw being used on the wingtips previously. Hopefully this brings something new to you and helps you out with your covering. Do not use it on tubular systems. Okay, so I'm just going to cover this section of this elevator. This is the last bit to be, well, the last component that needs to be covered. I'm just going to take the glue straight out of this pot because I want to wash it out anyway, ready for taking on any of the excess glue when I'm doing the rest of it. So I'm just going to go out to an area about here. I'm not bothering to tape it. This is the this piece of covering here is literally just to cover up the section where, well, there isn't any covering. This bit's going to be all covered up to give us the control surface itself, but this bit here I'm just doing it so as it matches in, well, so it's the same colour as the rest, so to speak, rather than painting it. Right, so I've cut a piece of covering, the width just to come across here. That's all width. I've put a fold in it and I put a dot that marks the centre. I'll put a little mark on here for the centre point. And then I've got another fold here, which that's the same width as the actual elevators themselves. So I'm going to start off with getting that all lined up there, like that, and then I can just tack that in place. Okay, much like this. That's all nicely tacked down. I'm just going to put a little line of glue along there. To about the halfway point. That'll do. Now, just turn this around. Now I'm just going to trim a strip along there. and because of the heat of the iron's been so near, the glue's dried sufficiently for me to roll that edge over. You sort of see that was the bit I was trying to work in. It's all nice and tight into these corners, nice sort of straight lines, wrapped all the way around. It's all down, nicely tacked down. I've got it all sorted out all the way around the edges to the front there. So now when I do the covering here, I'll bring that so it comes straight down here and straight across there, so I'll actually have to make it slightly wider and then trim it back to that to go across there. And I'll cover the lower surface first. So there we go, not too bad. Okay, it's a quick show. This has not been shrunk up fully, it's just sort of just blew over it with a heat gun, so it's got to be shrunk fully, but it's pretty much there. So this is the lower surface, hole in the drainage hole there. That drainage hole, because we've got a hinge point here where water could get in. And we always want at least one drainage hole in this system. I've got little, let's see if it shows up a bit better on here. We've got interconnecting holes, 2.5mm interconnecting holes in each rib. So this lets air pressure move through the whole lot and go out through there. So when you're at altitude, you don't have this lot bulging out, or low level ends up being sucked in like a starving horse. It allows for that pressure change to go through each bay, otherwise it would take its time, and it gives it a vent hole to the outside world, but also on this one, because this is where the moisture can get in through that hinge. The hinge at this point here just comes to the outside world, so it would be nothing. It doesn't go into the bays. Right, okay, I'll prep up the other side and you can see some more time lapse hopefully when I do the other side. Right then, let's see how we get on with the other side of this elevator. Tape line going down with the glue, that's where it's going to go to, so it's the sort of centre of this. We've got that slight overlap. There we go. It's going to go full width on the front. The covering was all marked up, and it's also got a mark so I can accurately place it on here. It is. Like that. Right, and that's a nice degree cut there. Okay, so this is a sort of single take method. I can just peel the covering back to the edge of the tape. Like that. Okay, well there you go, that's one side done with a nice neat seam all the way along the centre line there. The one tape method, which is just pulling it to the edge of the tape or having the tape lift up, so like I did down here, and just cutting straight along that edge. In a way I prefer to use that method. It seems to be a little bit easier sometimes, but there we go. So that's just showing you a different method of doing an external curve. With sort of see it's right down the centre line there, which works well for the centre line system. If you're wrapping it around that trailing that edge, then it wouldn't be so good. Well, there we go. Okay, so covering's complete. So what would I do different next time? Well, on this rudder I took this round as if it was going around a round tube. It's not, it's on a wood frame, so I really didn't need to wrap it this far round. And if I hadn't wrapped it this far round, I did the same as I did with the elevator and take it to the centre line here, I think that would have looked just a little bit neater, especially with this blue, because the blue shows everything. Well, that's the covering done. Yes! Let's crack on to the next bit. Okay, I'm sure I've mentioned this in the past, but if you're putting countersunk screws into wood on structural sections like this, as you tighten the screw down, that taper there, as it sits into a countersink, is going to force the wood apart, and the last thing you want to do is put any additional stress or strain that's going to try and separate the grain. So I use Tinman washers, and what you do is you countersink the hole deeper than the washer, so that countersink is not sitting in the bottom of the I suppose you can call that countersink, isn't sitting in the bottom of the countersunk section of the hole, and it's just resting on the flat of the Tinman washer. That way it's just a squeezing force that you've got going on. That's really, really important. Do not put a countersunk screw or bolts or anything like that directly onto a wood grain structural component. Okay, so there's a gap seal that I've made up out of sticky back foam, trimmed about 45 degrees on either side and just trimmed back so it just touches the horizontal stabilizer. Similar sort of effects as I've got here on the rudder, and I've put in a sort of gap seal along the top of the wing joint there, so when the wing's on, if it rains we don't get water running down into the cockpit and around the fixings. Okay, in this section of video I'm just going to show you some video footage I've taken, front mounted camera looking back, taking audio. The audio isn't working as well as I'd like it to. It's quite windy and it's breaking through all the time on the intercom. Whether that's to do with being in the carport and the reflective sound, I don't know. I'll have to find out when I do a ground run in open air. I don't really want to go back to wearing the mask if I can help it, but I could try with a windshield, mic windshields like they use for the 3-axis, sorry, for the flex wings, to see if that helps. We'll find out. I should also show the position which I'm going to use for taking the instrument views for the test flying and trying out the sort of forward facing shot from the headrest. I think I might extend the arm on that very slightly, but you let me know what you think of that. Okay, let's have a little look at those.
temperature's still only at 67. Just going to close that off.
Fuel tap, fuel tap. Clear prop. Well, that's it for this video. Things are a little bit up in the air, one might sort of say. I'm not sure what might happen for the next video, because rudder's going to come off the aircraft. I've sold the Cub, and therefore I'm hoping to transport the fuselage at least to the airfield to go into the hangar, and then I need to get the wings there and we can start doing the rigging. That's the plan, but whether it gets done or any of it gets done by the next video, I don't know. Okay, anyway, look after yourselves, keep fit and healthy, and I'll go cry my beer as I say goodbye to the Cub. Bye now.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up. You can subscribe or even hit the little bell notification for future videos. Any comments would be appreciated, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Remember, go fly and feel the sky.